All right, yesterday we talked about approximating area. Today we're actually going to be talking about how to find the exact area. Remember that the area is the measurement of the amount of space inside an object. So I have my rectangle. I'm looking at the space inside, not on the outside, the inside. And we talked about yesterday how you might need it for carpet in your room or to wallpaper your room. And in order to find the exact area, we have this formula, which is length times width equals area. And I'm going to show you how we can find the length of the object times the width will give us our area. And remember, we want to make sure that when we're talking about area, when we are using our labels, we could do the SQ and then the name of whatever it is, or whatever our unit is, squared. Okay? So yesterday we had a tile, and we used that tile to trace, or we used our scrap paper. Today we actually have our shapes, and they have our grid lines already on them. And so to find the area, we can count up the boxes. So take a look at my first shape, and I can count the boxes inside to find the area. And when I count, I like to make sure that I'm putting a dot. You could number the boxes as you go, but you want to make sure that you're keeping track of which one you counted so you don't make a mistake. So I'm just going to put dots in mine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So my area of this shape is 28. You could write it square units, or you could write 28 units squared. Okay, before we move on to the next one, you can think of this as an array, because if you look at these dots, it almost looks like you have an array. And remember that area is length times width. So if I look at my length, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I have 7 squares going this way. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's that array that we have, and we know that 7 times 4 equals 28. We have our 7 rows and 4 columns. 7 times 4. Okay, let's look at this one over here. This shape is not just a rectangle. So again, I'm going to count the boxes, and I'm going to put my little dots in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So I have 39 boxes, so I can write 39 square units, or 39 units squared. Remember that 2 is kind of floating in the air. Now this one you really can't look at the array. However, you can kind of think about it as 2 rectangles, and this might help you if you're going to work on some challenge papers today. But if I draw a line here, I kind of get two rectangles. Rectangle number 1 over here, rectangle number 2 over here. And I can look at my arrays. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 and 3, and I know that 5 times 3 equals 15. And over here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. So I have 8 times 3, which is 24. If I add the two areas, I would get the total area. So 5 plus 4 is 9. 1 plus 2 is 3. So that's how I got my 39 square units. Again, there wasn't a line here, but I could split it up into two rectangles to figure out how much this area is, and then figure out this area to get my 39 square units. So breaking it into the two rectangles. All right, well, not always is there going to be grid lines. Sometimes there's just going to be measurements. And so here, when you don't have the grid lines, this is how we have to find the area. And it is when we do length times the width of the area. You could say it the other way around. You could do width times length equals area, because remember, we can switch in multiplication. So here's an example. I have 3 feet here and 8 feet here. So I can multiply 3 times 8. 3 times 8. And remember, when we're multiplying, those are my equal groups of. So I have 3 equal groups of 8. So I can draw my picture if I need to. And when I count it up, I'm getting 8, 16, 24. With my units, I'm going to say square feet. Okay? So 24 square feet. Now, if you don't want to do the multiplication, you could go ahead and draw in the grid lines. You know that you need to have 3 rows, just like in the array. So I'm going to draw my 3 rows. I know I need 8 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That will give me my 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When I counted up all of these boxes, I would still get 24 square feet. So I'm using length times the width, or width times the length. Either way, you're still going to get the area. Remember, it needs to be squared. All right, last one. We have 5 yards by 4 yards. Again, I know that it needs to be length times width equals area. So I'm trying to find out what A equals, or area equals. I know that I can multiply 5 times 4. Or 4 times 5. I get the same answer. This is 5 equal groups of 4, or 4 equal groups of 5. I can count by 5s 4 times. 5, 10, 15, 20. I get 20. Let's take a look at what my label is going to be. I have yards, so I'm going to say square yards, or I'm going to say 20 yards squared. Now put that 2 up in the sky. If you don't want to do the multiplication, or you feel that maybe you struggle with multiplication, you can go ahead and draw in your grid lines. So I need to have 5. So I draw 4, and that will give me 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to have 4 columns, so I'm going to go draw 3 lines. And I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Again, you probably want to mark it with your dots, or you could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on until you get 20 square yards. And whatever your unit is here is just going to be squared. So A equals 20 square yards. Okay? So now it's your turn to try and find the area of the shapes I give you on the Now You Try.